Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy J Mando coming at y'all with another video. And as y'all seen by the title, today I'm going to be going over the pros and cons of reselling. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm just going to preface this by saying there is a lot more pros than cons. If there wasn't, I wouldn't be making as much content about reselling as I do, and I wouldn't do it as often as I did. So it's a great way to make money. So just expect there's going to be a lot more pros than cons. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the cons just because there are a lot less. And the first con I have is returns. So you can get a lot of returns on your products depending on how good your product is. Like for example, if you're doing AirPods and you get them from DHgate and they sound terrible and you go to sell them on Mercari or eBay, your buyer is definitely going to return them probably instantly, because the second they put them on, take them out of the box, they're going to sound awful and want their money back. And a lot of these buy and sell apps such as Mercari, they're very buyer friendly, so their return policy is going to be favored towards the buyer, which is going to affect you in the long run, especially if your product is bad. So with that being said, I would suggest you get a good supplier, and I offer that at my website, moneygetsbigger.store. A little bit of a shameless plug here, but when it comes to reselling, a good supplier is absolutely necessary. So I do feel like including this in the video is something I have to do. But right here in the electronic supplier, it is only $25. Crazy sales are going on right now. And then the clothing supplier as well is $25. The bundles for $40. These are links individually that I have sold for $250. So this is literally a tenth of what I have sold them in the past for. But I'm giving you guys a good price here for $40 and $25. So if you're looking to get into reselling, if you hear the pros in this video and you like what you hear, head over to moneygetsbigger.store and get yourself started reselling. Now with that being said, returns can be a problem. Like I said, if your product is not good, you're going to deal with returns a lot more than you want to. So go ahead and do the favor for yourself and get a good supplier. It's super cheap right now on the website. But with that being said, we're going to head over to number 2 on the list of cons, and that is your listings. So if you take bad product photos, or say your product has some flaws, for example, we'll talk about the AirPods again. As you see, this AirPod right here, the back of it shows this picture. Some of the older AirPods show a different picture. So let's say, for example, you took a picture of that, and it was the incorrect photo that AirPods are now supposed to have. So Mercari and eBay, they pick up on the stuff like this, and they will take your listing down immediately. Another thing you don't want to do is, for example, I like to use Mercari a lot because that's what I do the best on. But if you open a brand new Mercari account, you have no sales, no purchases, you're a brand new fresh start account, and you post a pair of brand new $250 retail price AirPods for $100, your account's getting taken down like that. I mean, just think about it logically. You have no posts, you're a completely new account, and the first thing you do is post up AirPods for a quarter of the price. Of course they're fake, of course they're a counterfeit, you're gonna get taken down. So don't make those mistakes. I would suggest you post stock photos only. Don't take pictures of your products because it's likely gonna get taken down. Just post pictures off of Google and you probably won't have to deal with this problem. Now that right there rounds off the list of cons. Like I said, it is very short. I only had 2 that I could think of, but we're gonna go ahead and waste no time going straight to the pros. And the first thing I have right here is a small initial investment. So what I mean by this is it costs very little to get started. You can get started reselling by buying just one AirPod for less than $20. And then that right there starts you on your journey. You sell that AirPod for $100. Now you have $100. You can buy 5 AirPods. You sell all of those, you're sitting at $500 after just 2 rounds of doing it. And then it basically just becomes rinse and repeat, a snowball effect. The more you sell, the more you make. The more you make, the more you can buy, and so on. You start getting other products, make more money, more expensive products, bring more money in, and it just goes from there. So it takes very little to get started. Even if you were to say buy my links, if you spent 25 on my links or 40, we'll say you spent $40 on the links, you get electronics and the clothing supplier for $40. You buy AirPods for $20, now you're down $60, and let's just say you bought a t-shirt for $30 with the clothing supplier link. Now you're sitting at negative $90. You have an AirPod and a t-shirt. You sell that AirPod for $100, you're already $10 positive. Now everything you make from that t-shirt, straight profit. You probably sell the t-shirt for $100 or $200 depending on the brand, and just like that, you're over $200 profit in your first run, including the links. The second thing I have on my list of pros is that anyone can do it. No matter your age, gender, location, whatever the case may be, you can resell. I'm talking to you right now. There's no limitations stopping you from reselling. You can do it in person through meetups, which takes away everything financially, such as a bank account for transfers and stuff like that. So you don't need to be 21, you don't need to be 18. You could do it on your mom's eBay account or Mercari account, or like I said, you can do it in school. If you're a young kid, if you're 11, 12 years old, I mean, that's a little young, but I mean, you're never too young to make money. You can still do this. You can go to school. You can ask your friends, hey, you want some AirPods? Make a little bit of money. I wouldn't overcharge your friends. It's a little messed up. But if you want to make a little $10, $20 off your friends at recess, go ahead. You know, who am I to tell you no? But yeah, anyone can do this. It does not matter what experience you have, what intelligence you have. All you need to do is buy and sell. So if you are here listening to this right now, you can resell, which is definitely a pro in my opinion. My third pro is that there is an unlimited money-making potential. What I mean by this is that there's no cap to what you can produce in terms of monetary value. There's nothing stopping you from making 6 figures reselling. I've seen it with my own eyes. It is 100% possible. There's people in my area, that's actually how I got started reselling, who made 6 figures reselling. They become the vendor themselves. They buy a ton of product in bulk and then ship it out to people. And like I said, they basically become the vendor. So yeah, you can make a lot of money reselling. Do not sleep on it. It's not just a little side hustle where you're gonna make $100, $200 a week. You're gonna make as much as you put into it. If you buy 5 AirPods and sell them all, yeah, you'll make probably $500. But if you buy 50 AirPods and sell them all, you're making some serious money. So there's nothing that's stopping you from making real money. There's people out there that have quit their jobs to resell. There's people out there that their main focus in life right now is reselling. So don't think this is just some little side hustle, although it can be, which is also a little bit of a pro. I'm not going to make that its own pro, but it can be a side hustle or it can be a main hustle. There's nothing stopping you from making a lot of money, but there's also nothing stopping you from, doing it a little bit on the side here and there and bringing in an extra couple hundred a week. Next up on my list of pros is different ways to branch out. I'm gonna smack the fuck out of you, dumb bitch. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Blowing my shit. Alright, I muted my notifications. We're all good. But as I was saying, next up on the list is different ways to branch out. So what I mean by this is instead of just selling AirPods or whatever, I always use AirPods as the main example, but instead of just reselling to, people or eBay or Mercari and stuff like that, there's 2 other main ways that you can kind of branch out. First, I would say is become your own vendor or the vendor for other people. So when you buy the products to resell, you're buying them from a supplier. Usually the supplier makes them. Like when you buy my links, you buy from the supplier who makes them, in China in the factories, and then you do whatever you do, selling them to people or eBay. But if you buy a ton of products and you just are sitting on bulk of products, you can basically become the so-called supplier to other people in your area. So like how I buy from my supplier who comes from the factory, I could buy a bulk of products and then all people in my town could be buying from me as if I was the person from the factory. So basically what the person from the factory is to me is what I could become to other people. So that's one way you could branch out. And the second way you could branch out is, I would say, selling the link to your supplier, which is something that I do and a lot of other people I've seen do. So when you buy my links, I get paid for that obviously, and then you get access to the supplier. So that's a lot easier for me, especially when I make these videos. A lot of my work goes to the videos, and then I kind of push people to my website from these videos. So I kind of put my focus into that instead of actually, getting hands-on and doing a lot of the reselling myself. I kind of just leave it to the series for the most part. But with you guys, you can even buy my links and then sell my links to other people. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to get mad at you for doing that. So you can make your money and more back just from buying my links. You could resell my links and make a lot of money. So that is something you could do as well. There's a lot of ways to branch out. It's not just one-dimensional. Next up on the list of pros, I have that there is a lot of different products or variety, however you want to say it. So when you go to electronic reselling, like say you bought my electronic links, I'll show you real quick. There's over 30 different links. So let's say the AirPods start to do not so well for you. They dry up, you're not getting a lot of sales. Then you can go ahead and switch over to Dysons, which do super well. The Dysons dry up for you, you can go ahead and switch over to JBLs. Those dry up, switch over to Cologne. Those dry up, switch over to AirPod Maxes. Those dry up, go over to Beats, go over to Bose. There's unlimited products, and that's just for electronics. When it comes to clothing, it is a whole nother world. My clothing supplier has millions and millions of products. These are his product photos right here, and this will be linked in the description. But basically, I'm just going to show you guys real quick. If I were to open one of these links, just to give you an idea of how many products he has out there, this will open links right here, and then once these links open, we'll go ahead and click on close. There's a lot more here, but just under t-shirts, 182,000 product photos. Gucci t-shirts, 15,000, and that is just one link. There's 4 clothing links right here. All have I think 70 or 80 plus pages between all of them. I think one of them's like 24, one's like 50, one's like 18. It might actually be over 100. But yeah, there's so many products, so you're never gonna dry up. If one product starts to do bad, you can go over to the next one. And And that goes for either or, electronics or clothing. So yeah, ton of variety, lots of money to be made throughout tons of different products. And last on my list of pros, I'm sure I could have squeezed a couple more in there, but this is what I got for now, is that it is easy to sell. And I mean like actually get the product out, so shipping and meetups. So you can just, like I said, ship or meet up. When it comes to shipping, just put it in a box, drop it off at the post office. Super simple. And if you're selling on platforms like Mercari and eBay, stuff like that, they'll even give you the label and your buyer will pay for shipping. So it's just up to you to package it and send it out. And then meetups is even easier than that. It's really like, I don't gotta explain it to y'all. You get in your car, you walk there, you bike there, you fucking scooter there. I don't know, that's none of my business. But you meet up with a person, you bring the product, they bring the cash, they Venmo you, whatever it may be, and that's it. Exchange for goods and money. Simple as that. Y'all meet up, y'all exchange goods, and you got your sale. So yeah, that's definitely another pro. There's nothing crazy to it. It's just either a meetup or a ship. So super simple, and that goes along with anyone can do it. So yeah, that's gonna round off the list. Like I said, I'm sure I could have probably squeezed a couple more pros in there, but if I'm being honest, I probably could have fit a few more cons. There's just nothing that came to mind right now. But I think I did pretty well in terms of everything. I kind of got the meat and potatoes of stuff. Maybe I left off a few green beans here and there, but I got most of it, so I'm happy with what I gave y'all, and I hope y'all enjoyed and are happy with what I gave you as well. So with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe, and be good.